year. Here's your flu this year. Literally doesn't even exist.
Let's say hello to Sean. You put this film together? I'm starting to see this all over the internet. It's a full-blown film for people to watch?
Yeah. It's a 1-hour documentary. Yeah.
Okay.
I've made document. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. I'm very blessed to be talking with you,
It's a pleasure. Yeah. It's a pleasure. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been making documentaries on alternative theories and truths, things they don't want us to know. Probably about 2015, 2016, I started. A lot of it was on YouTube before they would ban stuff and just take it down for no reason. So I was hammering them with so many topics, from 5G, chemtrails, you name it. I was just hammering, building an audience. And as we all noticed the last couple of years, they really stopped anything. I mean, it's like I can't even upload. That trailer you just showed, I put on YouTube. They removed it right away. And then I made a censored version. I was just telling Mike this. I made a censored version, Jim, where the word coronavirus or flu or anything is bleeped out.
Yep.
Even flu I bleeped out just in case. And then I blocked out the words on the news banners. Everything was blocked. They still hit me with medical misinformation. And I go, I've never replied to these clowns over at YouTube. I go, let me reply. And I go, can you please reference the visual or the audio that's medical misinformation, knowing damn well there's nothing because everything's censored, everything's bleeped out, and they didn't reply. Of course, now I'm on my second strike on YouTube, so you know,
you will not discuss the situations of the new world order that we you are a threat to our democracy. I love that word, a threat to our I want to laugh when anyone says that, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know. At this point, I'm thinking, like I was telling Mike, that they're just watching these at this point. They're not. I used to think it was like a software that would scan for words or images and be like, ban it. But now, because of what I did this on purpose. I go, let's test this. Let's see what happens. Mm-hmm. I knew I had one strike. I go, I don't think this is going to give me a second strike. There's nothing said technically, right? And they still gave it to me. No excuse. There's no reason, just medical misinformation. So now I'm on 2 strikes and I got to be careful, but thank God for Rokfin, because, you know, my Rokfin channel.
What is that? What is that?
Rokfin is like what YouTube was in 2013, you know, say whatever you want and you can have, there's many talents there. I produce Eddie's show, Eddie Bravo's show. Look into it. You were on the show.
I love Eddie's show.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the episode that you and him were on together.
Yes.
Because we kept having the technical difficulties. But yeah, I edited that. I edited it with Soros's face and Schwab's face when you were doing your voices. That was, you know, I had nothing else to do because you were off. You couldn't connect on video. It kept cutting out. So I'm like, perfect. Let me just put some visuals over this. But
the job that she did with the wonderful and talented Lady Gaga is
extraordinary. What did you give her for the work she did with Lady Gaga? Did she get an island or a small continent?
No, when we're done destroying Ukraine, she gets Ukraine.
Eddie's show's doing really well, but yeah, Eddie's on Rokfin, his show, look into it. Sam Tripoli, he's got a couple shows on there, including Tinfoil Hat, and that's a great podcast. There's a lot of people.
Love them. So you put this out, and how's it doing?
It's doing well, man. It's not about just putting the information in a film for the world. It's about putting it together in a way that grasps them. You know, anybody can put something together about, you know, what's going on lately in the last couple of years.
Right.
You know, I'm on YouTube. I'll keep it clean, but everything that's been going on, we all can put something together to show someone. But I always want to make a film or a documentary where when you hit play, you're just going to stare. You're staring at the screen until the hour film is over. And that's how I'm trying to set it up, where when it's not really for people like us in a sense.
Right.
I think it's people
preaching
like
to
us,
the choir.
Yeah, we would enjoy it, and you might learn something new. Who knows? But it's for your neighbor, your cousin, the person that calls us crazy people. This is my job in this earth. This is why I'm here, is to make films for your neighbor and your cousin and your brother, your sister, whoever. That's you guys are nut jobs. Watch this then. it would never see the day of light on YouTube, unfortunately. And that, and that's the only complaint I've ever gotten on the film so far. It's only been out for a couple weeks, but the only complaint is, why isn't this on YouTube? I'm like, are you kidding me? On YouTube?
Have you tried it? Have you tried to dump it on YouTube
my
yet?
trailers down.
Oh yeah, if you got two already, then one more and you're done.
The full film, it's instant. They were probably licking their chops, waiting. Is this guy? I mean, YouTube's probably like, is he gonna upload this? Because he's gonna be gone now. And I'm like, I'm not touching YouTube for a while. I'm not gonna do anything. So it's on Rokfin. If you're a subscriber of Rokfin, you just watch it. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, because again, the talent on there, the shows on there, the content on there is amazing. $10 a month. Everything's unlimited. You get to see everyone's stuff. It's amazing. There's a lot of free stuff on Rokfin too. So you don't, but the film, you can watch it on Rokfin or go to fluvid-19.com. And then you could download a copy directly to your phone, directly to your computer hard drive. And I always tell people, look, if you want to donate, support, and rent the film, $5, you get it. Put it on your platform, or, if you don't got 2 strikes, put it. People are sharing and sharing and sharing it, but do whatever you want with it. You own it. Email it to your neighbors now. Burn it on a DVD. Do whatever you like.
You just answered a question for me, because the first thing I thought of was, I'd love to put this on my Patreon page. Yeah. So you're okay if I buy it?
No, I'll just send it to you, boss. Yeah,
I will put it on my. I know my Patreon members will love.
Sure.
How did you meet Eddie? Like, how did you guys all come together? Because you're not a comedian, right? Like, how did this all come about?
I'm just a filmmaker, man. Years ago,
filmmaker,
producer. Many titles. I do everything myself: the sound, the directing, the editing. I'm up all night for months and months. I don't subcontract anything. I do everything myself, including the Photoshop, the DVD covers, the graphics, everything I do. Eventually, one day, maybe I can afford to get some help, because it's hard to do it all yourself. With Eddie, years I don't know, I want to say 2016-ish. He was doing a comedy show in Hollywood, Comedy Store, and I think he's heard of me at that point. Obviously, I've heard of him at that point, but some of the Flat Earth documentaries on YouTube I was making years and years ago, he was a fan of it, and he would watch it and stuff. And I go, hey, I saw he's going to be on the Comedy Store. So I just went there with my buddy who got VIP, everything. So we just go in there. And after the show, I had said, Eddie, because I never showed my face before. It wasn't fear. It was because I've never watched have you ever watched a film in your life where you're like, dude, who's the editor? Why doesn't the editor talk? I go, who wants to see me?
Right.
Who cares?
Right.
But eventually people were caring. They're like, who is this guy? Is this a company? Who's this production company? Hibbeler Productions. So it's like, okay. Let me. Eddie was actually one of the first, if not the first guy to see me. And I go up to him after the Comedy Store. I go, hey, I'm what's up, Eddie? And he just thought it was probably some random guy. What's up, dude? I'm like, I'm Hibbeler Productions here. What? Oh shit, what's up, man? So we talked for 10-20 minutes, all in the circle and stuff. I left. We talked on Instagram, 2016, chat back and forth. Eventually we built a friendship, and we'd hang out, and a lot of the comedy shows him and Sam were doing, I would, hey, you want to come in? So I would just always be with him. And then once he told me he wants to do a show about a year ago, and we got kind of get things rolling, but he just goes, dude, can you be the engineer? Can you produce this? Can you do this for me? I'm like, of course. Who wouldn't do that? So now every week I go to a studio downtown LA, and we knock it out. I bring it home. I edit it. I'm known for, when you're watching something, even a podcast, believe it or not, I'm showing visuals. They're telling the story about some UFC thing, or they're telling the story about this. I want to show it. I want people to be like, and you still hear them, but you're seeing it now. Yep. And that's just, and I think that's why he chose me in that sense, because he knows I'm not, I'm going to go the extra mile to make sure that the audience is entertained, the audience is not bored. And I had my own show on Rokfin for a while, Level-Headed Podcast, that just after 7 episodes, I started my films. I got busy. My co-host got busy, but the Hibbeler Effect's coming soon. I'm gonna have a podcast on Rokfin pretty soon here, once I'm done with my next film. the Hibbeler effect will be on Rokfin. So I'll be back ready to have guests on and do my thing like I used to. So I'm prepared for that. But yeah, Eddie's a great guy, man. And we've gotten along for so many years now. We're on the same frequency. And every time I watch your show, when me and my girlfriend, we watch your show all the time. Man, this guy, Jim, is just on the frequency. And it's like Joe Bauman. Joe Bauman is another one of my friends. King Bao. Same frequency. When I saw him a couple weeks ago in Phoenix and he was by my house 2 weeks ago, it's just the same. You just know. It's one of the things you're on the same frequency and you can have good conversations, learn from one another. And this is how we change the world, collective consciousness, Jim. If we all keep this going, they lose.
I agree 1,000%. If we don't got this, we're all doomed. We're doomed. And there's too many of this now. There's too many of this, and it's becoming like water. You may put a dam up here to stop it, but guess what? Now the water goes that way. Now you have, like what you just said, you have Rokfin, but now you have, this, like True Social, Rumble, this, that. It's just always going to keep counterattacking. And now that the other side knows how this side plays, the ones that have been established for so long, the Instagrams, the YouTubes, the blah, blah, blah. And YouTube's been very good to me. I did get one strike because whatever. But it's finding out how to counterplay and keep our voices heard. Whether you think they're right or wrong, they need to be heard. Our intentions are not coming from a dark and mean world. We're here to shed light. We're here to shed information and to open your mind and just start thinking. And you know what? I've come to the point, Sean, where there are going to be people where it's not going to happen. And that's okay. It's okay. And it's just, we ain't got time for that. You just keep moving along and let them stay where let them keep going to the Super Bowl. Let them keep drinking all day and whatever. And I'm not poo-pooing the Super Bowl, but I'm just saying, stay in the Roman Empire. If they tell you need to go get it. If they tell you we got to go to war, send your child blindly because whatever it is. The day of questioning is now existed. And I tell you, if it's game time. And I thank God for people like you. I can't wait to check this out.
I was telling Mike, Mike didn't want any spoilers. I was like, dude, Jim didn't see it. I'm like, the end with Jim, and it's not the stand-up, it's something else. He's like, don't spoil it. I'm like, dude, you guys got to see. I sent it to Ann.
I know. She said,
No. It's cool. Yeah. Eventually you'll see it. I'm sure once you see it, you'll want to put on your Patreon. Just hit me up. We'll get it done.
Well, I'm going to put it on immediately, and I'll be talking about this next week after I watch it. That I promise you.
No, I appreciate it. And like I did with my initial documentary Level, I made a part 2, the next level. So with Fluvid-19, I'm going to make a sequel probably next fall. And I already got the okay from Sam Tripoli. I'm sure Eddie will. Even Dr. Sean Brooks, I got doctors now. So they're emailing me after they saw it, like, hey, and like Dr. Sean Brooks, he's one of the doctors in this talking about everything. I go, hey, would you want to be in the sequel? I'd rather come in person, hear you out, get professional camera. This is more like compilations. I found stuff and I put it together in a way where it doesn't seem like that, but it is. This is more part 2 should and will be better and more efficient in terms of the definition of a documentary, if that makes sense, where it's real footage, it's new stuff, it's sitting down with people. So anyone that's in the first one, and I'm going to say right now, anyone that, hey, I'm in this film, if you want to be in part 2, I will fly to you and sit down and even if it's for a 5-minute thing, it's going to be in the film because I want the second one to really be powerful and marketed heavier and stuff like that because people need to know this. I know. Even the people you were saying that don't, they need to see it. They still need to see it because at least we gave them the option.
Exactly.
You have the option. You unplug from the matrix or you stay plugged in. There's no other option at this point. This is the time to unplug, and they're making it very easy to unplug. They're making my life easier. As every day Joe Biden wakes up in the morning, he makes my life easier.
Bro.
to show people the show that's going on, and the show that's been going on for a very long time. This isn't anything new under the sun. It's just, it's more complex now, and it's more easier to point out, in my opinion.
It's so easy to point out. I can't believe I can't believe we've been asleep that long. And I think, you know, it's like Eddie once said, Bravo. He's like, bro, we just never had the resources to question and look at everything. Before, it was just like, oh, this is what it is. Where now you go look at the things like the moon landing, and you're like, this looks so corny. This ain't real. You now look at all these, you know, the assassinate, all these things in the past, and you're going, what?
I know. Listen, Jim, every show I've ever been on, every time I've been invited on a show, I've been on many, and the first thing, if they want to talk about anything like conspiracy, the first thing I ask them before I even start is, you think we landed on the moon? And if they say, of course, now I know which direction this conversation is headed, and that's rated G. Because I go, you know, never mind. I'm not going to bring anything else up on your show. If you think that shit was real, I can't even do it. So I get there's a lot of doors of theories in the world that some people might not even want to go down. They like open the door. Is the earth flat? Let me open it. That's a scary one. I don't want to ruin my career with admitting this. But again, we're in a time now. We're in a time now, though, Jim, that eventually it's going to be the norm. You know what I mean by that? The truth is going to be the norm. So, you know, I don't care. Make fun of me all you want. Anybody can make fun of me. He thinks the earth's flat. It doesn't matter. I've proven it. And I speak truth. And I'm about unconditional love. So the world deserves to know the truth about everything, including the big one. And that's where we live. But we're still trying to figure this stuff out, man. We're still trying to figure. I can't believe a company that faked 6 moon missions, and now they're taking cartoon pictures and selling it in magazines and telling us that's where we live. I can't believe a liar. I can't continue to believe liars over and it's like, hey, they've lied since day one when the Nazi traders came over and started NASA. It's like they've been lying since then, and it's like, why would I believe them now? They've done. I mean, did anyone see the asteroid impact on CNN? I mean, it was. If not, I want your audience just look at the asteroid impact. It looks worse in the movie like Gravity or something. It's just terrible. It's terrible. If you question the Earth, or you've heard the rumor, or you think we're stupid, this is why I have the next level. I made that again, just like Fluvid. People that are on the fence, or people that are like, I'm not sure, and I don't know how to feel. I hear this and then I hear that, this side. Well, this is perfect. That's a perfect person for both topics that are interested to watch, and this is why I made them. So we can wake up and consciousness can continue to change. There's no other way to win this war. It's a silent war. It's a spiritual war. But I do think there's a counter going on. I don't know who's in charge of it or what's going on, because I don't know. I just know I don't know either. That we're going to win this. Period.
I believe so.
We're going to win this. We're going to be alive to say we won.
I love it. Sean, I love it, man. Sean Hibbeler, Fluvid 19. Check it out. Download it. Tell everyone about it. Even if you're not sure, why even hesitate? I appreciate all you do, and I can't wait to get this on my Patreon page. I'm being dead serious. As soon as I get it, it's going on Patreon. We're gonna do this. I thank you for coming on, man. And I want, of course, we'll get into some more stuff. We'll talk to each other again.
Sure. Yeah. You have my contact information. I'll shoot over the film for you, direct download, put it on your Patreon. Hopefully, again, your audience will share it and watch it and enjoy it. And if anyone wants to support me, just go to hibblerproductions.com or fluvid-19.com and support. I appreciate all the love and support, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you and Mike, and tell Shot Guy I said hello.
I will. Thank you, brother. Take care.
Thanks, Jim. God bless.
Sean Hibbeler, and bless you too.